Today we're going to take a look at the metric system. So our objective is we will use accurate metric system measurements for objects and distances and convert between different metric units. So the first thing I'd like you to do is pause the video and take a look through this chart so that you can familiarize yourself with these different metric units and what they're compared to. You'll notice that things that say milli are always going to be really small. Kilo will be really big. And then our three base units, meter measures length, liter measures capacity or volume, and a gram measures weight or mass. So pause the video, read through these, and make sure you understand them. So as you already heard in the video we watched yesterday in the little song, this chart here lays out the metric system from biggest to smallest. Now you will have to have it memorized so that you can use it. And remember, the video also said when we change the metric units to go bigger to smaller, you multiply, smaller to bigger, you must divide. So let's take a look at our first example here. We're going from grams to kilograms. So we're going to go from smaller to bigger. Smaller to bigger means we have to divide. And the question is dividing by how much? So if we start at gram, and we are going to kilogram, we're going to be going over 1, 2, 3, which means we're dividing by 1,000. You're basically just adding the 3 zeros for the 3 places, and the nice thing as well is that means you're only moving your decimal point 3 places. Because remember, when we multiply or divide by 100, it's just a matter of moving the decimal point. When we divide, we move the decimal point to the left to get smaller. When we multiply, we move the decimal point to the right to get bigger. So let's move it 3 places. 1, 2, 3. And remember, we have to put zeros in where those places are. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, and we have turned it into kilograms. This answer makes sense because grams are a smaller unit than kilograms, so we need less kilograms to represent the same amount. Let's take a look at the second example. So we're going to go from kiloliters to liters. Remember, liters are representing volume. Kilo is right here, liters right here. So now we're going bigger to smaller. So we're going to multiply. Multiply by how much? 1, 2, 3. That means a 1 with 3 zeros. Easy part about the metric system, that means we're moving over our decimal 3 places. Now remember, your decimal point on a whole number is at the very end. 1, 2, 3. We fill in the zeros. And we have 325,000 liters. This makes sense because liters are smaller, so we're going to use more of them to represent the same amount. Think about comparing 2 feet and putting that into inches. We would have more inches to represent that amount because inches are smaller. Now we have 3,860 centiliters to kiloliters. Centiliters to kilo. Big jump this time. Again, liters are volume, but we're going smaller to bigger, so we know we need to divide. The question is dividing by how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we passed the base units, but that's okay since we counted 5 places, a 1 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. We're dividing by 100,000, which means we're moving over our decimal point 5 places. Again, our decimal point is at the end of the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we've changed it to kiloliters. Pause the video and try these 3 on your own. You can just write them on a separate sheet of paper. It doesn't have to be on your guided notes. Okay, now I will show you the answers. The first one, liters. Volume, right, to milli. So we're going bigger to smaller. Bigger to smaller, you multiply. 1, 2, 3. Move over our decimal point 3 places. Be careful that you're not just adding 3 zeros. Next one, grams to kilograms. Smaller to bigger, we must divide. Divide by how much? 1, 2, 3. Move the decimal point to the left 3 places. Be careful to count the 2 and the 4 each as a place when you're moving it to the left. Then our last one, centimeters. Remember, meters measure distance, to milli. So we're going bigger to smaller. We multiply. We're only moving over 1 place, which means that's multiplying times 10. The 6 counts as 1 place, 56. Here's your exit pass. Go ahead and try it out. This one you do write on your guided notes.